Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning, great. Welcome to this morning message, meditation, and what else we Bible clarity. I'm gonna have to figure out how we're gonna add that in. Great morning, y'all. Great morning, great morning, great morning, great people. How are y'all doing this morning? Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling good. Today is a great day and great amazing day. Oh, y'all, I forgot. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Well, I'm trying to go live on the IG side of the street. Great morning, great morning, great morning, great people. How are y'all doing this morning? Happy Wednesday. Do the work Wednesday. Do the work Wednesday. I hope y'all are feeling good. And hold on, let me see if I put my spectacles on for this, at least this part till I get ready to start reading, child. I'm gonna have to take them off in a second. Y'all know I can't see without these spectacles, okay? Come on, spectacles. We receive it. Great morning. How are y'all feeling? Welcome to this morning's meditation, y'all. I hope y'all are feeling good. Y'all, we're doing something a little different. Y'all know I'm trying to switch up some things. Piper God got me switching up the assignment. Okay, so this morning, how we are going to start, we are going to start meditation. Okay, we're going to start with meditation. We're going to do our Bible clarity, and then we're going to get this morning's message. Okay, so instead of trying to do the Bible clarity in the middle, we're going to start with setting our intention for today. So that's what we're going to do at 6:30. At 6:45, at 6:45, we are going to do Bible clarity. So y'all get y'all beverage of choice. Get your ancestor money, okay? Because we're going to set our intention. We didn't do it yesterday, but we're going to do it today. Okay, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live, share the love. I got some stuff I need y'all's help with. Okay. Thank you, honey bunny, for the roses. Thank you so much for the roses. Yes, y'all, I need y'all's help. I need y'all's help. So we gonna talk more about it after we do our meditation and after we do Bible clarity. But y'all, tap the screen, share the live, share the love. The Lord is calling me to increase and expand, enlarge my territory, and I need y'all's help with that, right? Y'all know as we're getting ready to do set our intentions for the morning, what I am doing is actually setting my intentions with the ancestor money, right? And so the scripture that I'm working with, and I told y'all this, is actually First Chronicles 4:10. And I kid you not, the Lord keep on giving me that scripture, right? And so I need y'all's help to help me enlarge my territory because I can't do it without y'all. So y'all, I got a goal. I've never really asked y'all this, but the way to help me get into bigger spaces and places, I need y'all to tap the screen, share the live, share the love. We're gonna talk more about it. Drop some roses in the chat. We are on the growth. Okay, we on the growth. That's not what the message is about this morning, but we'll talk more about that in a second. Okay. Great morning, Mimi. Great morning. Thank you so much for the blessing, dearest one. Thank you for the roses, honey. Great morning, Mimi. Great morning. Jay Causey is in the building. Shout out to my moderators, Jay Causey, Blue Bayou. What a dooski booski. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Sandy checking in on the YT side of the street. Thank you so much for the support over on that side of the street. She be holding me down, y'all. She be holding me down on the YT side of the street. Who's on IG this morning as we're getting ready to meditate? Um, I am trying to grow on that side, y'all. So make sure you give me a follow on the IG side of the street. Thank you for the roses, dearest one. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're going to grow, y'all. We're going to grow. We're going to get these messages out to as many people as possible. Okay. Good morning, Shay Bay. Good morning, my honey bunny. Y'all, tap the screen, share the live, share the love. We're going to meditate. We're going to do our 15-minute journal meditation. Then yeah, that's probably why I'm not. We're gonna do our 15-minute journal meditation. Then we'll do our Bible clarity. We finishing out the book of Esther today. I'm excited. We're finishing out the book of Esther. And it's funny that as we are going into this morning's message, y'all, we are talking about warfare. So it's just interesting how God be working. Keep the country God, be country God. You know you, he be knowing, right? So we're gonna talk about warfare this morning. Her request, Jay Causey mentioned it yesterday, so why not talk about warfare? I think a lot of us are experiencing different forms of warfare in different ways, and so we're going to touch on that today. So that's what, not war. Good, good God. Now, what is it good? So, absolutely nothing. Say it again. Okay, I'm back. Let's meditate. Okay. Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say, talking about warfare as we're getting ready to step into the book of Job. So I think that's important. That's definitely something to take note of. And so we talk more about that in a second. Let's meditate. Let's set our intentions. And then we'll hop into the book of Esther and we'll talk more about the warfare when we get to this morning's message. Okay. Oh, let's do it. Let's get to it. Get your ancestor money. Get ready to get tapped in. 15 minutes on the clock or let do it. Okay. Thank you so much for the roses, everybody. Here we go, y'all. 15 minutes on the clock. Let's see. Oh, that's fine. I ain't have my light on. Right. You was right. Oh, let's do it. Here we go, y'all. I know it's a little bit funny. Do Oh, let's do it. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome back. Oh, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. Great people. How are y'all doing this morning? Welcome. Now that we got the meditation out the way, welcome to Bible Clarity. I know I don't even know how to introduce y'all. I don't even know how to introduce. And look, they literally just said transitions. We has been to transitionals into the next part of the spirituality this morning. Y'all tap the screen, share the live, share the love. Thank y'all so much. Listen, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Okay, so we're gonna talk about warfare in just a minute, but right now we got to finish the book of Esther. Okay, y'all know I'm trying something new this week. I am doing everything, basically everything that I do, pretty much all the spirituality wrapped in one on Monday. What's today? Wednesday, y'all. So on Monday, we started doing Bible Clarity. Instead of me recording the videos, I'm doing it here. So we are finna finish out the book of Esther, because what we gonna talk about warfare. We're getting ready to hop into the book of Job. And so we gonna finish out the book of Esther. We are in Esther 9 and 10 this morning. Esther 9 and 10. Y'all tap the screen, share the live, share the love. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning. Good morning, Chris Curls and Cheryl are checking in on the YT side of the street. I'm going to need y'all's help with something. I'm getting ready to tell y'all about that as we get ready to hop into the message this morning. But let me just tell y'all drop some roses in the chat. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all because there's a purpose for it. You can't ask the Lord for something and then not follow the instructions that he gives us, right? Kind of like Esther, as we're getting ready to talk about Esther and the victory of the Jews. um we have some things that, or well, okay, so let me give the recap as we stepping into Bible Clarity this morning. So the king executed Haman. Why? Because Haman tried to, I need to give the preface first. Okay, my bad. Let me tell y'all this. Great morning. Welcome to Bible Clarity. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're feeling good. Y'all, we are in the book of Esther. Y'all know we are on a mission to read the word, discuss the word, and build relationship with the Lord. Reading the Bible 2 chapters at a time. Okay, so we are in the book of Esther. Instead of me trying to just record these videos, I am implementing it and making it a part of the spirituality, which is what we do every day when we come on here and get this word from Padre, God, and Spirit now. Now, let me tell you right now. Let me just hold on. Let me get my, y'all got y'all favorite adult beverage. Let me just tell y'all right now. Don't come over here with no religiosity in your spirituals. We ain't on that. Okay. Well, my lip gloss got to match my, that wasn't the lip gloss I was using, but they said my lip, because it do match. They said my lip gloss got to match my clothing. I wasn't even on that, but since we on that, I'm on it. Don't make me. Child, uno momento. If you knew, welcome. Uno momento. Which I mean, I ain't got lip gloss to match every head wrap. Don't say make some. Will mint it, because who does that? Who makes lip gloss to match their head wraps? Who said that? What you I said? You said put some on because Purple Nova was purpling. The Nova was no. Y'all was right. That was a good idea. If you was right, I receive it. Let me mess around and make a teal one today. Cause that Jack, I okay, I'm back. That wasn't even what we was talking about yet. You right. Don't come over here with no religiosity and your spirituals, okay? Because we not on that. Y'all think that purple was that Nova was Nova ing? Anyway, we're here to learn, read the word, discuss the word, and build a relationship with the Lord. And we finna finish out the book of Esther. We'll be starting the book of Job tomorrow. So let's recap real quick and we finna hop into this. If you new to the Bible Clarity community, welcome. We're so happy and so grateful that you are here. We're getting ready to talk about the victory of the Jews. The king just executed Haman. Why? Because Haman was trying to take out all the Jews, and Esther did what she was supposed to do. She stepped into, she's the queen, right, of Persia. And so she stepped up and said, hey, he trying to take all of us out, including me. Then Haman tried to get fresh. He tried to get fresh with the queen. And so now they're in the process of basically sending out, after they didn't unalive him and he up on a pole somewhere, not that kind of pole. He ain't doing no strange things for a little change. They didn't put him on the pole because he had dug a ditch for Haman, and now he didn't fallen into that ditch. Okay, so let's finish out the book of Esther, the victory of the Jews, and then we'll hop into this morning's message. Ola, do it. Let's get to it. Tap the screen, share the live, share the love, y'all. Here we go. So on March, wait a minute, pen, come on, ink. Okay, so on March 7th, the two decrees of the king were put into effect. On that day, the enemies of the Jews had hoped to overpower them, but quite the opposite happened. Y'all know we talking about warfare today, right? You ever look at how beautiful the sky is? Ain't it funny how what the enemy meant for evil, God meant for good? He'll take the enemy plan and completely turn it around, flip it upside down, not smack it up, flip it, rub it down, and he'll make something happen that nobody even could have expected. It was the Jews who overpowered their enemies. The Jews gathered in their cities throughout all the king's provinces to attack anyone who tried to harm them. But no one could make a stand against them, for everyone was afraid of them. Why? Because we got God. Can anybody just say we got God on our side? When God is for you, who can, what's that the scripture? When God is for you, who can be against you? And all the nobles of the provinces, the highest officers, the governors, and the royal officials helped the Jews for fear of Mordecai. Now y'all scared, huh? If you scared, get a dog. Now they scared. Remember, Haman was trying to take Mordecai out because Mordecai wouldn't bow down to him. Mordecai said, I don't care who you are. I'm not going to bow down to you, and didn't. So that's why Haman wanted to take Mordecai out. For Mordecai had been promoted in the king's palace, and his fame spread throughout all the provinces as he became more and more powerful. This is an elevation season. They're bring. I know I'm getting it, but I got the because I know I ain't even hardly got through none of it, and I'm keep on top. I'm in ears because this is how you discuss the word. So this one of them things. He will prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. He will anoint your head with over, your cup will run. He will anoint your head with oil, your cup will run over. This is one of those moments. Even though that is something that happens in a later part of the Bible, this is one of those moments where the Lord took something that was supposed to, it was like the enemy coming up against him, and now he has elevated him beyond what Haman ever even was. So what he thought he was going to be, he didn't even end up being. He ended up unalived, right? And now the same person he was trying to take out is in a higher position than he ever was. So the Jews went ahead on the appointed day and struck down their enemies with the sword. They killed and annihilated their enemies and did as they pleased with those who hated them. In the fortress of Susa itself, the Jews killed 500 men. They also killed Parshandatha, Dalphon, Aspatha, Poratha, Adalia, Aridatha, Parmashta, Erisai, Eridai, and Vizatha. Let me tell somebody right now, y'all know I don't do well with these names. Y'all might not know that, but let me just tell y'all, me and Padre God have an understanding with these names in the Bible. And these were the 10 sons of Haman, son of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews. But they did not take any plunder. That very day, when the king was informed of the number of people killed in the fortress of Susa, he called for Queen Esther. He said, the Jews have killed 500 men in the fortress of Susa alone, as well as Haman's 10 sons. If they have done that here, what has happened in the rest of the provinces? But now, what more do you want? It will be granted to you. Tell me, and I will do it. Esther responded, if it please the king, give the Jews in Susa permission to do it again tomorrow, as they have done today, and let the bodies of Haman's 10 sons be impaled on a pole. So the king agreed, and the decree was announced in Susa, and they impaled the bodies of Haman's 10 sons. Then the Jews of Susa gathered together on March the 8th and killed 300 more men, and again they took no plunder. Meanwhile, the other Jews throughout the king's provinces had gathered together to defend their lives. They gained relief from all their enemies, killing 75,000 of those who hated them, but they didn't take any plunder. This was done throughout the provinces on March the 7th and March the 8th. They rested, celebrating their victory with a day of feasting and gladness. The Jews in Susa killed their enemies on March the 7th and again on March the 8th, then rested on March the 9th, making that their day of feasting and gladness. So to this day, rural Jews living in remote villages celebrate an annual festival and holiday on the appointed day in late winter, when they rejoice and send gifts of food to each other. The festival of Purim. Mordecai recorded these events and sent letters to the Jews near and far throughout all the provinces of King Xerxes, calling on them to celebrate an annual festival on these 2 days. He told them to celebrate these days with feasting and gladness by giving gifts of food to each other and presents to the poor. This would commemorate a time when the Jews gained relief from their enemies. Come on, relief. When their sorrow was turned into gladness and their mourning into joy. Can somebody just know that even if you're going through some warfare, the Lord is going to turn your mourning into joy? Okay, I'm back. So the Jews accepted Mordecai's proposal and adopted this annual custom. Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the enemy of the Jews, had plotted to crush and destroy them on the date determined by casting lots. Y'all know they were shooting dice in the Bible. I'm back. But when Esther came before the king, he issued a decree causing Haman's evil plot to backfire, and Haman and his sons were impaled on a sharpened pole. That is why this celebration is called Purim. That sounds like purge, because it is the ancient word for casting lots, shooting dice, method, sell them twice. Yes, sell them twice. Y'all didn't know that, did it? It's in the word. They were shooting dice. The Urim, the Turim, and the Purim, shooting dice, method. So because of Mordecai's letter and because of what they had experienced, the Jews throughout the realm, y'all just seen, hold on, not click clack. Y'all just started shooting dice up again. Y'all was showing out in the spirituals, wasn't it? Y'all don't even know how to shoot dice. I'm back. Who? Y'all ain't nobody. Y'all, I ain't seen that till we was in Mobile. Anyway, I'm back. Tradition and to pass it on to their descendants and to all who became Jews. They declared they would never fail to celebrate these 2 prescribed days at the appointed time each year. These days, can y'all stop? I'm trying to finish the word. They showing out. These days will be remembered and kept from generation to generation and celebrated by every family throughout the provinces and cities of the empire. This festival of Purim, how y'all gonna make shooting dice a holiday? Oh, I bet would never cease to be celebrated among the Jews, nor would the memory of what happened ever die out among their descendants. Then Queen Esther, the daughter of Abihail, along with Mordecai the Jew, wrote another letter putting the queen's full authority behind Mordecai's letter to establish the festival of the Purim. Letters wishing peace and security were sent to the Jews throughout the 127 provinces of the empire of Xerxes. These letters established the festival of Purim, an annual celebration of these days at the appointed time, decreed by both Mordecai the Jew and Queen Esther. The people decided to observe this festival just as they had decided for themselves and their descendants to establish the times of fasting and mourning. So the command of Esther confirmed the practices of Purim, and it was all written down in the records. The greatness of Xerxes and Mordecai. King Xerxes imposed a tribute throughout his empire, even to the distant coastlands. His great achievements and the full account of the greatness of Mordecai, whom the king had promoted, are recorded in the book of the history of the kings of Media and Persia. Mordecai the Jew became the prime minister with authority next to that of King Xerxes himself. He was very great among the Jews who held him in high esteem because he continued to work for the good of his people and to speak up for the welfare of all their descendants. The end. Okay, the end. My God in heaven, y'all, we have literally gone through that. Esther is the 17th book in the Bible. So we've literally gone through a whole 17 books of the Bible. Who? They was shooting dice. I'm not gonna tell. That's what Lord, the Lord, the Lord has said in the Bible that they was casting lots. What y'all think it is? It's gambling. It really was. It was super short. It wasn't but a paragraph. That's what it was. They've been doing it. They didn't just start this. Child, ain't nobody finna play around with these people them talking about you promoting gambling. No, I'm not. That's what they was doing. So I'm gonna talk about it anyway. I'm back. We are done with the book of Esther. Okay, we are done with the book of Esther. So we will be starting the book of Job tomorrow, y'all. And today, man, we finished that right at 7 o'clock. Y'all, tap the screen, share the live, share the love. Now we finna get this message. It's fun. God is very strategic, so I wouldn't even say it's funny. It's just the Lord doing what the Lord does. He be knowing when it's time for us to start talking about, because a lot of us are going through warfare. Drop this in the chat. Armored up. Okay, armored up. Today is Do the Work Wednesday. I still need this, huh? Today is Do the Work Wednesday, and per request, we're gonna talk about spiritual warfare today. We're gonna talk about spiritual warfare today. We got a lot to talk about. Come on, the Empress at the bottom of the deck. That's so crazy because that card was on my the Divine Feminine was on my what's it called this morning. Armored up. Okay, armored up. That's what we're talking about this morning. We got a couple of things, and it's all gonna make sense. I hope I can make it all make sense the way that the Lord has given it to me for this message this morning as we're talking about spiritual warfare. So first things first, can I just say that somebody's giving birth to something? I don't know what you're giving birth to, but you're giving birth to something. Is anybody working? You ain't got to tell us, okay? You ain't got to tell us what you're doing, but I do know that the Lord has a lot of us giving birth to some new things, has us working on new projects, giving us new assignments, upgrading, elevating the projects that we already have. So I know personally that I've been experiencing some warfare in my own life, in my own energy, and then just understanding what it is. And that's a big part of what I feel like this conversation is going to be about, is understanding the warfare at play in your life. Now, let me also say this. Sometimes it's not warfare. Sometimes it's just you. Message. Sometimes it's everything is not warfare, but sometimes it's easy for us to put it on warfare when we're actually the one that's creating difficulties and challenges in our life. Does that make sense? So we gonna call warfare, we're gonna call a spade, and just understand that everything ain't warfare. Some stuff is simply you doing things that are in opposition to what it is that the Lord has asked you to do. Okay, so first things first, let's do a little community for this morning, because I do need y'all's help with something. So let me talk about this first. So in the vein of enlarging, expanding, understanding warfare, I got to use myself as an example because it's the best example that I have, right? So y'all know I told y'all, and I mentioned this before we went into meditation this morning, that I've been working with First Chronicles 4 and 10, the prayer of Jabez. Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. So the Lord showed me how I was in my own way from not helping myself to expand. One of the things that I don't do, like this is a resource for me, right? This is a way for me to get these messages out to as many people as possible. Thank you very much for sharing the live, dearest one. So I have not been utilizing the platforms the way that, to the best of my ability. The Lord has kind of had me doing some lead work, some groundwork, and has just had me, first, he has people in my life that are helping me. So shout out to y'all. Second, he has me watching and just kind of seeing what other people are doing on their lives. So one of the things that I'm doing, y'all, because I didn't understand the purpose of it, but the Lord is like, listen, I'm giving you these tools and I want you to put yourself in this position, right? I'm giving you these tools, but you got to use the tools that I'm giving you. So I need y'all's help. Because I'm praying to get these messages out to as many people as possible. How am I going to do that? By y'all tapping the screen, sharing the live. I didn't know what the tap in the screen meant. I didn't understand of creating a live goal, what that actually does and how that helps me to expand my reach. So I'm going to start setting, I've already said, I need y'all to help me reach these live goals. Why? Because if you help me reach the live goals, then I am able to reach more people because it puts me on people's For You pages. Does that make sense? So, y'all, drop some roses. Like I set a live goal today of with roses. It's 1 penny. Okay, it's a 1 cent. If you have coin, I need y'all to drop some roses. Help me reach the live goal this morning. This is how, because I didn't understand the significance of that in helping me to get out to more people. And we this is an algorithm, okay? And this is also for those of you who are, because y'all know everything I do is so that I can also teach people as I'm doing it as well, right? So as I'm doing this, and if you have a desire to be on social media, and that's something that the Lord has told you to do, this is me telling you, listen, pay attention to these things that the Lord is telling me to tell you, because when you start your social media, you will know the things that you need to do to help yourself get out there, to help expand your reach, to help enlarge your territory. Okay. So yes, 2,500 is the goal for today. Because the Lord is just showing me different avenues, and I'm always here to teach people at the same time as I'm learning. Does that make sense? Y'all know I'm very transparent about the journey, so I'm showing y'all what I'm doing, because some of you, you're getting ready to use this as your own stream of income. Does that make sense? And you need to tag me. Let me know when you're going live, if you have live, so I can come and I can support your live. This is not just about me. This is about all of us using what the Lord has given us in order to give birth to what it is He's asking us to do. And me, I'm always in a teaching mode. So if I'm doing something, it's so that you will know what to do when you begin this journey yourself. Does that make sense? So thank y'all for the roses. Thank y'all for helping me to get out there. Make sure you hashtag FYP so we can get on the For You page, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the roses, because we're going to do this. We are going to help these messages reach millions of people every single day, because that is the point. I need to reach more people, but I need y'all's help with that. So y'all hashtag FYP, y'all tap the screen, share the live, share the love. It's not, y'all know this. If you didn't follow me, I ain't never been like y'all do, but I have to grow. I have to grow, y'all. And I can't even explain how all of this is happening. And we're getting to warfare, but I also need you to understand that me not utilizing the tools that the Lord has given me was a part of the spiritual warfare. Why? Because I was praying for something but wasn't using what the Lord had blessed me to use. The platforms, the things that I'm not even, this is not anything that I had to create. This is simply me saying, hey, y'all, we got to use this stuff so we can reach more. Because if it's helping you when I come on here, then I know there's other people that it can help as well. So we're going to reach some folks. Okay. So thank y'all for the roses. Thank y'all for helping me meet the live goal. I'm so truly grateful. Let's talk about warfare some more. Okay. Now, y'all know, I don't know why I put the Bible up. Y'all know if we talking about warfare, we got to go to the book of Ephesians. So get your handy dandy Bible, not the handy dandy Bible. Come on, Blues Clues. Is that Blues Clues? Shut up, Blues Clues. We got to go to the book of Ephesians, okay? Because you can't talk about spiritual warfare without going to Ephesians 6 and 10 is where we're starting. Ephesians 6 and 10, the whole armor of God, okay? Now I pulled these cards out, but y'all know normally on Wednesdays I don't really pull a lot of cards. Why? Because typically I don't need the cards for this message, right? And when we're talking about warfare, y'all, there's so many different kinds. So you don't have to put your business in the streets if you don't want to, but um you can, but if you know, you know. So one thing about warfare, y'all, is that the enemy don't care what he attacks. He just wants us to not pursue our purpose, to not pursue our path. And so, first things first, let me just tell y'all, scripture wise, because we're going to get to it. The warfare really will come in a variety of ways. We're going to Ephesians 6 and 10, Ephesians 6 and 10 this morning. So the enemy, can I just say that all of us, wherever you are right now in your life, you're already walking in your purpose. Okay. Drop that in the chat. I'm walking in it. I'm walking in it. We're not going to say that we're trying to find it. We're going to claim that we already know our purpose and we walking in our purpose. Okay. So first things first, let's talk about us and how we can be in our own way. Because one of the things that the enemy will try to do is confuse you and make you think that you ain't hear what you thought you heard that God has said in your spirituals. Okay. Come on, helping the world keep promises. So that's the first thing. Is anybody, have you ever felt like you're just confused? This been me over like the last week, right? Just felt confused, like I didn't know what direction, like, Lord, wait a minute, I thought we was going over here, but we going over there. Like, what we doing, God? Because that ain't what you said. And Daddy, you gave me a vision for that. So how does this add into that? Because that don't make no sense. Because this don't even, anybody's been having them kind of conversations with yourself? Me. Me is having them, me. I'm as me, right? And so can we just say, I don't know where this scripture is at, or if it's a scripture. God is not a God of confusion. What you say, Touche? God is not a God of confusion. He is not going to confuse you. So first of all, if the Lord has already told you something, then he said it and he meant it. Okay. Um, but there may be some things, some things that the Lord has to teach you along the way. And I feel like what happens is when you're trying to learn, that's when, first of all, because yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go to that. Okay, going to transitions. When you're trying to learn what the Lord wants you to do, what your purpose actually is, that's when you are the most confused. Does that make sense? Because a lot of us, it's a complete direction change from where we're starting. For a lot of us, it's something you ain't even expect to be doing. The Lord will send you in a whole different direction, and you be like, I don't even know how to do this. I don't even know what I'm doing. This don't even make sense. And so when you feel like it's like you're floundering, right? That's when the enemy gonna come in and try to attack you the most, y'all. And how will he do that? I kid you not. It's anything that can distract you and keep you from moving forward in what God has told you to do. This can be, this can be your relationships. This be your relationships. You ever noticed how when you're doing something good, that it's a lot of people around you who don't see the good that you're doing? And it's usually the folks that are closest to you. Remember this, the enemy don't care who he uses. He don't care. He will use your significant other. He will use your children. He will use your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, everybody. Amen. He don't care. Why? Because he knows that the people that are closest to you are the ones that can affect change in your life and also make you change direction. Does that make sense? So you wouldn't expect warfare to come from your children. You wouldn't expect warfare to come from the people that you love so much. Mess around, faith around and find out. Tell somebody that the Lord didn't get. Come on, Joseph. Tell somebody, and that's the perfect example. Let's talk about Joseph. God gave Joseph a vision, a dream. What'd he do? He went and told his brothers and them and his mom and dad and them, and they the first ones that the enemy used to try to keep him from that purpose, even though it really propelled him into purpose. Come on, propelled into purpose. Drop that in the chat. Understand this. Warfare propels you into purpose. I received that. Somebody write this down. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. That's a whole warfare propels you into purpose. You into, I don't know, but that was good, child, and I like it. I don't know. Warfare propels you into purpose. Why? Because it's training. It's training. They always to see the old you. Why are you bringing up old stuff? True story, truestory.com. Warfare propels you into purpose. Why? Because a lot of times it catches you off guard. And you can't believe the people that the warfare is coming from. You can't believe it. You be like, come on, rock star. You be like, wait a minute, you? And usually the first people that you'll receive the warfare from is your family, those people that are closest to you. They're going to be the first ones to tell you that you can't do something that the Lord has already told you that you're capable of. They gonna tell you that that's crazy that you going after that dream. Why would you do that? That don't make no sense. Ain't nobody ever done that. They gonna be the first ones to speak death into your destiny. Message. And then guess what's gonna happen? Your feeling. Now, I'm just telling you examples. Don't you leave here talking about man too. I just want you to understand how the enemy will use folks to come up against you and your purpose, right? So then your feelings get hurt, right? Thank you, dearest one, for the roses. Thank y'all so much. Then your feelings get hurt. And then you start questioning and feeling like you don't want to do what the Lord done told you to do. Well, maybe they right, because you allow somebody to sow a seed of doubt into your destiny, into your dreams, into your new beginnings, into what it is that the Lord has already told you to do. So now instead of you moving forward, now you're moving backwards, because now you didn't let somebody else tell you that you're not capable of doing what God has already told you you're more than capable of accomplishing. Was that just me that happened to? You gonna what? Because guess what? A lot of times when because we starting on relationships, we gonna move on. We'll move on to partners, but this is relationships, right? Our closest relationships. You realize that most times the reason people feel some type of way, that's that stop being salty that's in the other deck, right? Is because they don't have the courage or the confidence to take on the assignment that God has given them. You ever notice that the people who speaking death into your destiny are usually the ones who haven't accomplished anything, who have settled for less? So they want you to settle, because if you settle, then you know what? They not gonna feel as bad about the fact that they ain't done nothing with themselves. They don't want to see you. You ever started doing something and you start getting a little bit successful, and the first thing somebody do, they come sneak dissing, or they come and start telling you how, you ever had somebody call something you doing little? Oh, ain't your little business. Come on, new leaf. Oh, your little business ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, your little this. First of all, can I tell you right now, don't call nothing I'm doing little. Cause it ain't nothing. Drop that in the chat. Ain't nothing little about me. Ain't nothing little about me. Ain't nothing little about what I'm doing. Thank you for the roses, dearest one. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Ain't nothing little about me. Ain't nothing little about my dreams. Ain't nothing little about my business. Ain't nothing little about my ideas. Ain't nothing little about my growth. Thank you, dearest one, for the roses. Thank you, honey. Ain't nothing little about me. Why? Because ain't nothing little about you better say it, because ain't nothing little about the God I serve. I don't know. I feel this message in my spirituals today, y'all. Ain't nothing little about the God I serve. You better say it. I'm big, big. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight and I carry heavyweight. I've said that before. I'm a heavyweight and I carry heavyweight. Because I serve a big God. You can't call me little in nothing that I do. Come on, Ruby D. Ain't nothing little about me. I'm talking about nothing. But what'll happen is people will try, come on, can I tell somebody we're not diminishing ourselves because somebody else trying to make you feel small. This why you got to show up, you got to come, and you got to step big, because them same folks are going to continue to speak down on you until you show them you the one. And we not in that season. But understand, y'all, that's those type of people with those types of mindsets are the people who the enemy can manipulate. Does that make sense? The people who are not, and we finna get ready to how you defeat the warfare, but we gonna talk about it first. Message. Those types of people, you know that they're not in service to God, because God would never tell them. If you know the Lord, then you know that you're big enough, strong enough, smart enough, wise enough to accomplish whatever the Lord has given you to do. People who are settling for what they have in their lives and have no ambition and have no desire to move forward, those are the people that you're going to end up letting go, cutting off. The Lord, remember, reveal and remove. He going to cut them people right on off, because them the folks that can't go with you. Drop that in the chat. They can't go with me. You can't go with me. Them the kind of people the Lord going to cut off. Them the kind of people that the Lord is going to cut off. Why? Because they can't see past their insecurities. They can't see past their disappointments. They can't see past their pain. They can't see a way out for themselves. So therefore, they don't want you to go, because they know that, first of all, because a lot of times the enemy is sending people up against you and warfare up against you, because it's one of them things where people can see your potential before you see your potential. People will know who you are, will know your power, will know who you are, will know the authority and the power that God has given you before you see it in yourself. Then God gonna send you into the wilderness, and he's gonna strengthen you, and he's gonna show you exactly who you are. He's gonna show you just how powerful you are. And there's some folks that know, and this is now let me flip the script, because some of you've already gained some success in your life, right? You ever been on a job and somebody just come up against you, and you don't know why somebody don't like you, but they just don't like you, and you be like, dang man, I ain't even do nothing to you. Why? Because they already know that and this is not arrogance. You know how capable and skilled you are, but guess what? They know it too. They know that you're a better person. This could be somebody that's in a position above you, whoever this part of the message is for. They're in a position above you, but you got them shook. Come on, got them shook. That ain't even how I talk, right? Because they know what you're capable of. They can see that you're a better person than they are in spirit, but also in work. So they're intimidated. So that's why they're coming up against you, because they already know. And for some of you, that's what's happening. The Lord is saying, listen, you are more qualified for a position. So the next time it comes up, I'm going to need you to go for it. We ain't got time in this season to be holding off and trying and being like, oh, okay, well, I'm not gonna do it because such and such. Why not? If that's a coin on the ground, y'all, I almost want to go look in the middle of the live minted. That looks like a coin over there on the ground, and then the only way I could have seen it, but I'm gonna look and see in a minute. It might not be. I'm gonna be mad if it ain't, and I done got out and went and looked. Okay, I'm back. So for some of you, this is in your workplace. But for some of you, this is in your family. The enemy don't care. There's someone who will try to tell you you're underqualified for a job, but you're overqualified. They're simply trying to keep you. That's the enemy will do whatever he needs to do in order to keep you from going into your next season, into your next level. Okay. So that's one of the first things. And we finna talk. Let me read the scripture real quick. The whole armor of God, right? Ephesians 6:10. A final word, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. Drop that in the chat. I'm standing firm. Y'all want me to go check? Y'all did, if you knew, welcome. Y'all know I picks up abundance, but I don't know if it's a coin. Let me go see. I just happened to look over there. Wait a minute. Well, that was what I thought. It was. Y'all, I can't make it up. Y'all, listen, I can't make this up, man. Y'all, if you new to the community, welcome. We're so happy, so grateful you are here. Did I just stop the live? Did. Now, can I just tell you how the Lord worked? Can we give true story, give God some glory? It was not a quarter. But as I got out, first I saw this penny, find abundance, pick it up. Then every day you'll have good luck. So this wasn't even what I saw. I was looking further over there because I was like, and I couldn't have seen it because it wasn't light outside. It was a dime. Come on, 11 cents. Telling y'all, that's one of them the Lord will give you even more than what you thought. I just looked over there and said, that looked like a coin. And so y'all know Spirit them be showing up with the Merntees. If I find a quarter, I'ma know something. Okay. Can't make it up, y'all. It's some abundance on the way. Hold on. Let me look at the dates. I wasn't even expecting this penny, but we received it 2015. Child, you can't even much see this one. This one done been down through there. Anyway, I'm back. I don't know. I can't see it. It's over with on this one, child. You can't even see you can't even much see the president. Anyway, did. I'm back. If you new, welcome to the community. I have never done that on a live, but I just so happened to look over there and I say, "Ooh, that looked like a coin." And so, if this coin, if you know, Spirit them be talking through this money, child, we receive it. We receive it. My spirit them start bringing quarters. I'll be like, "Show me the money." Anyway, I'm back. Um, Thank you, Lord. We receive the abundance. Can we just say we receive the abundance? We do. We receive it. Okay. So that was funny. Come on. And it's 726. Can I say a blessing from the Lord? Y'all know 726 is my birthday. That's like my whole birthday. You're going to have a half a birthday. That's my birthday. So at exactly 726, we received the abundance. The sun then came out. We receive it, Lord. Y'all know this is the Lord letting you know that the warfare doesn't last. We're gonna talk about as we're talking about this, the warfare doesn't last. Now we're talking about it so that we can start to recognize. Also, thank y'all. I can't make it up. You have meant that in your spirit, just didn't it? Well, I love you. I can't make it up. And the tower. I can't make this up, y'all. This is my mama in the spirituals. Okay. Um, and there's also Jesus. Thank you, Lord. We receive it as I'm talking about the sun is coming up. And then the sun car showed up at the bottom of the deck. We receive that. Okay. Next. So the next thing is that they wanted me to make sure I talk about the warfare can keep you in the same cycles. And this is why they want to point out for us about keeping us in the same cycles, because what the enemy is trying to do is keep you in. For some of you, it's a season of lack. Does anybody believe that you are the generational curse breaker for wealth and abundance in your family? Can you receive, do you believe that you are the person who's really meant to be wealthy in your family? And that you are the person who's going to basically, for no other way to say it, you're the person who's going to end financial struggles in your family? Anybody grow? I don't want you to listen, because the Lord is trying to remove some shame, child. They don't want you to be ashamed of how you grew up or what you grew up without. Many of us grew up in lack, but that stops with you. Okay. That stops with you. So for many of you, the warfare that you're experiencing is coming up against your finances. This ain't everybody, but this is a lot of people. Poverty is a result of spiritual warfare. There's no it's a result of spiritual warfare. There's no that no, it's a result of spiritual warfare. But many times for us, y'all, it's generations deep. It's generations deep. Okay. And that's why a lot of times it's so difficult to break it, because it's generations deep. It runs it the enemy didn't had a chokehold on your whole ancestral line, right? Your whole ancestral line. And so you don't understand why it's been so hard for you to come on, ascend, why it's been so difficult for you to ascend. And it's simply because this is generational. The enemy been fighting against your whole family. But do you also understand that this is why you have so much support to help break the chains? This is why your spirit names are coming in to let you know that you are the one that's going to do this. You are the one that's going to break these chains, but it's not going to be easy, because the enemy didn't have this chokehold on your whole family line. Like, I understand it so well. Thank you, dearest one, for the roses. When I say so well, y'all, I mean so well. Because I mean, I love my spirit names, I love my ancestors name, I love everybody, but can I just be, let's keep it a buckles, right? Because what we're not gonna do is lie. Ain't nobody ever had nothing. Ain't nobody ever tried to do nothing, be nothing, or have nothing. And what we not gonna be that. Drop that in the chat. I ain't that. I'm gonna be, do, and have. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna have. Because you can look and you can see, if you the person that just sat up and said, man, ain't nobody never had nothing, ain't nobody never had a business. Some folks ain't never went to college. And you know your family will get mad at you because you, come on, God, because you won't accept what they're willing to accept. You won't accept it. You won't settle for less. I ain't that. I'm not that. I am not going to settle. And I'm sorry if you mad, because I'm willing to pursue to have more. But yet you want to sit up on T and watch people on social media and watch all these people on TV and see that it's possible. But yet you gonna settle for that? I ain't gonna be able to do it. And that's warfare. Why? The enemy will tell you, your family name, and everybody around you that this is all that you can have. The devil is a lie. Every day, including Wednesdays. Because what you're not going to do is tell me, if I see somebody else that has something, y'all, every time I see Gigi on this interstate, every beach house that I see, that means if they can have it, I can have it too. And I'm going to have it. Because let me also make you understand this. There's a reason that the Lord didn't tell your people them that they can have it, because he knew they wouldn't have the discipline or the desire to go after it. The Lord didn't put millionaire status in some other folks' spirituals. He didn't tell it to them. Why? Because he knew that they weren't going to want to pursue it. That's why it's your goal. If the Lord didn't told you at any point in your life that you're gonna be a millionaire and you're gonna be a billionaire, that you're gonna be a business owner, that you're gonna be, look at Gigi. Hey girl, hey, see what I'm talking about? He had to give it to you because he knew somebody else they wouldn't do it. He knew that you were gonna be the one to be able to say, even if people don't believe in me, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go after it. I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna persist. So the enemy will try to tell you that you can't do it. We here to tell you that you can, and is meant it. Okay. So just know, now we got it, because they want me to talk about, so just know, y'all, your closest relationships are usually the first indicators, not always, but usually the first indicators that you're going in the right path or they're in the right direction. When you start meeting resistance in your relationships, you're usually moving in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Because they're typically going to be the first ones that you have to kind of feel the fear and do it anyway, put boundaries up with anyway, and say, even if you don't believe in me, I still got to go after this because this is what God said. So that's one thing. Okay. We had the Wheel of Fortune. Put that over there. Okay. Next. Because they want me to talk about patterns. Anybody ever felt like they were in a loop? Me. Anybody ever felt like you ever seen yourself just repeating the same thing? You ever dated the same person over and over and over? You ever just feel like, man, I can't seem to get out of this lesson? This me. This me. Look, 5 of Pentacles and what fell out the bottom of the deck? 9 of Cups. So one of the things that I have come to understand, because I feel like the Lord expedited some of my warfare. He allowed me to go through some things, some trials and some tribulations. And I feel like it's because so I can be able to talk to people about it. Because what I understand now that I didn't understand then was I didn't understand that those loops can indicate warfare as well. You can be until you learn the lesson. If the enemy knows that you haven't learned the lesson, he can keep you in the same cycle. You got me going in circles. Round and round I go. Okay, I'm back. So the best example I have of this is how many times the Lord had to tell me to sit down somewhere. He just said it the other day. Yesterday. Sit down somewhere. Remember yesterday we talked about surrender, right? And we on the 5 of Pentacles, by the way, which for me is like the ultimate warfare card in the tarot. Just saying. For some of you, because this is also going to talk about how you got to get out your own way. And meant it. If the Lord said he gonna do something, yes, ma'am, Shay. Yes, ma'am. God don't need your help. See, he don't need your help, right? Said it. He don't need your help. So me, Daddy, I'm tired. Daddy, I'm tired. Daddy, I'm tired. Daddy, okay. Hold my halo. Hold my crown. That's what I'm gonna start saying. I'm gonna start saying, hold my crown. Me, Daddy, I'm tired. Okay, hold my crown. Me, not letting the Lord do. He said, hold on. Me, child, he just ain't moving fast enough. Hold on, let me go figure it out. Let me go do it. I'ma just go. Daddy, didn't I tell you to sit down somewhere? Look, hold my halo. That's the angels. That's why I had to change it for the crown to the crown for the Lord. The Lord got the crown, right? Hold my halos when your angels need them, your spirit needs, you be done told them help, and they be like, hold my halo, hold my halo. Cause this fool is fit to be foolish. That's what y'all be saying, don't y'all? This fool finna be foolish. We finna go do something foolish. Is what that mean? You finna try to go do it yourself. The enemy knows your weaknesses. Can we just say that? The enemy know your weaknesses, y'all. You ever find yourself dating the same person over and over and over? First of all, it's a spirit, okay? And you know your relationships are a reflection of you. The enemy knows your weaknesses. You may have a weakness for tall, dark, and chocolate, handsome, with a beard, mustache, nice, muscular. That was my personal. You right. Weaknesses. He knows when you're tired. Why you think when you are in a point, because they're leading me into transitions, right? When you're in a point of transition, that's when the enemy comes at you the most, because he knows that you're vulnerable, because the Lord is sending you into a new cycle and season. And so because you know that the transition is happening, you ready to expedite it. But the Lord said, be patient, but you want it to happen now. So you think you got to go help the Lord when the Lord then told you to sit down somewhere. And now the enemy then confused you and talked you into doing something the Lord already told you not to do. That makes sense to somebody? That's one of my cycles. Lord, I'm tired. Let me go do it. Lord, I'm tired on waiting on the wish. Let me figure it out. So now you putting yourself right back in another loop. And I'm telling you that this is warfare, because if you don't understand that you're repeating the cycle, you going to keep repeating it. Thank y'all. Let me say that, because look, I just saw power tappers. Thank y'all for tapping the screen, sharing the live, and sharing the love. I'm so grateful for y'all, right? If you don't understand that you're repeating the cycle, you'll keep repeating it. There are some of us, let me just say this. The Lord then told me, and I was talking to Shay and about this the other day, and Blue. I said, I'm okay, how do y'all want me to say that? We get so frustrated with our circumstances because anybody feel like they've been in a season for a long time, like a long time. I feel like God had extended this season that I'm in, and I'm like, I'm tired, Lord. Me is tired. And so when you get tired, you get frustrated, and that's when you try to take the control back from God, and that's where we get messed up. But that's exactly what the enemy wants you to do, y'all. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to get so tired that instead of searching for God and letting God do it and surrendering to God and allowing God to just continue to do what God has already been doing, you want to take back control and do it on your own strength instead of allowing it to happen in God's strength. Me, the Lord, sit down somewhere. I know God know you tired. He know you tired. And that's what and I don't know why God does what God does. But I also know that if this has been the trial and the tribulation that I had to go through, it got to be. When I say y'all, somebody, anybody, this blessing, my God, this blessing, you better say it's got to be good. Drop it in the chat. It's got to be good. It's got to be. Lord, I'm talking about it's gonna be so good, because ain't no way I done had to go. It's got to be good. Daddy, Daddy, love you with my whole heart. The way this trials and tribulations been set up, it's got to be. I won't accept anything less than good. Can anybody just say I'm not accepting anything less? I'm not accepting anything less. I refuse. I was finna cuss the word, because baby, the way, let me put some gloss on my lips, Lord, because baby, listen at me. The way this trial and tribulationals been set up. This ain't even y'all right. Y'all said match the gloss with the hair wrap. Let me get my life in order. I'm back. Baby, listen at me. It's got to be. I refuse. Can I just say I refuse. I refuse to accept anything less, because this trial and tribulational, been the biggest and worstest and most awfulest, and I'm so grateful for it, and I praise God for it. But this testing, anybody been in that season where the testing and the trial been so much that you know the blessing is going to be beyond anything you can ask, think, dream, hope, wish, or imagine? That's the season I'm in right now. I refuse to. I. This is why this where my your faith come in, because I ain't never been through nothing like I done been through right now in life. You ever went through something and you thought it was the worst is something? Come on, the worst is something, and then the Lord take you through something worse. That ain't even a word, but I need somebody to understand what I'm saying because I meant it. You ever thought you went through something bad and then the Lord sends you through something worse? Or they gonna talk about me? They gonna say I'm not illiterate, but I said what I said, and then all of a sudden you like, I can't even believe I'm going through this, Lord. How is this? Wait a minute, who authorized this transaction? Cause this ain't this is. Hold on, Lord. When I sign up for this, me. Them kind of trials and tribulations that make your words don't even come out right. You start saying words that don't even make sense, but the Lord know your whole heart, and all of a sudden you just got to say words because you got to make sure he know it. You got to make sure he hear you because he know you don't even talk like that. Daddy, this the worst this is. This is the most worst this is. I ain't never been a tribulational. This is what this is because I'm so combobulated. I don't even know what that this can't be. You just start making up shit. You just don't make stuff up. I been a cuss word, said it, meant it. Listen, that was this season. That it. So whatever's coming, I need you to know this. This why the warfare. I don't think I'd have never known warfare like I didn't know warfare in this season. So therefore, what I know is the blessing that is coming. It got to be good. It ain't no way that I can accept anything less, because the trial that I had to go through, the preparation that I had to do to get there, the training, because y'all know that trials and tribulations are simply training for the promise, right? So it got to be good, because there's no way that I had to go through this amount of warfare if it wasn't it was something so amazing that God was preparing me for. There's no way. This work, this work. Now, let me say this in the vein of somebody who's following a dream or pursuing a passion. The Lord has had to take you through some things to mature you in so many areas that you have to know that this warfare was worth it. Can we just drop that in the chat? And I know some people won't understand that, but the warfare is worth it. The warfare, the trial, the tribulation is worth it. Remember, we said yesterday it's worth the work. The warfare is worth it, because the stronger the enemy comes up against you, y'all, the bigger the anointing is on your life. Does that make sense? Do you think it's easy to become a millionaire? If nobody in your family has known it, it has done it. If you have never, if you don't know any millionaires, but the Lord is telling you that you are meant for it, you got to know the enemy is not trying to just give you what comes easy. Like, or he wants to give you what comes easy. He wants you to, he don't want you to go after what you're destined for, because that requires work. He wants you to do the easy thing. Come on, live a creative life. He don't want you to look, I'm telling you, create and pursue a dream. It's not easy to make $1 million, but is it worth it? When you make that first million, when the Lord finally opens the floodgates of abundance and gives you everything that he's already, when he starts to open those doors, when he starts to put you in position, when he starts to show you that he meant what he said, everything that you went through, you're gonna be like, man, It may have been some years in the making. It may have been a long time coming. Man, I had to go through some trials and tribulations. But the bigger, the more warfare, the bigger the blessing. And I am a firm believer in that. There's no way, yes, the Lord has to humble us, but I feel like he also humbles those of us to our lowest position because he has a higher place of elevation that he needs to take us to. Does that make sense? I feel like the people, I hope I said that right. When the Lord takes you all the way down to the dirt, I feel like it's because ultimately your place is in the clouds, in the heavens, in the skies, in the like above so much further than where he had to take you to. Does that make sense? But the warfare to get there is not going to be less, is going to be more. So when you start to recognize that keeping yourself in certain patterns by trying to do it yourself or by not trusting God, because that's ultimately what the enemy's trying to do. He wants you to not trust and believe that God is going to do what God said he's going to do. Because if he can get you to doubt, then you will take it upon yourself because you will think that you can do it better than God. That's how you lose. That's how, when you stop praying, when you stop, remember this for whoever's going through this warfare. Remember when I call it begging for a blessing, right? Remember how you didn't beg God for blessings, you didn't beg God for help, and he always came through. He always comes through. Has there ever been, if you here right now, God done brought you through something? Can anybody just, true story, give God the glory? If you're sitting on this live, God done brought you through something. And you don't have to, you know what the situation is that God brought you through. You just think back on your life and be like, man, I can't even, I didn't even know how I was going to get through that. But if you here today, then God has brought you through something. Whatever that is, that something is in your life. And it was a something that you didn't have a solution for, or it was a chain that you couldn't break by yourself. And I think that we forget that. And this is one thing that I know without a shadow of a doubt. And I said this to the Lord just last night. He ain't never let me down. Thank you, dear Swan, for the roses. He has never let me down. I said that, and as I've been going through a little warfare this weekend, because let's call it what it is. I was like, my energy didn't feel off, but I found myself in a state of confusion. And I even said this to some people. I said, listen, I'm not at peace. Message. Thank you, dearest one. I was like, I'm not at peace. I didn't have peace in my spirit. And that's how I know I'm also going through warfare, y'all, is because if I don't have peace, no matter what my circumstances are, y'all, the one thing that I have is the peace of the Lord. Thank you, honey, honey. Like, I got that. So understand that even that is a tactic. The enemy wants you to worry. God said, don't worry, I got you. God said, you ain't got to worry about all that other stuff. I'm going to take care of it. The peace that surpasses all understanding. If I'm not at peace, then I know that something is not right, because my circumstances don't matter, because I know God got me. Can we just give God some glory? God got my back. I don't have to worry. Thank you, Jess, for the roses, honey. I ain't got to worry. I ain't got to worry about how, when, what. I just got to keep showing up and doing what God has told me to do. And when God gives me a different direction, I will move in a different direction. But Lord, I'm about to put myself in a loop. I'm about to have to repeat a lesson. And maybe it's just me, but baby, I'm tired. I'm not going to keep myself in the same circle. So understand that when we're trying to take the control away from God, the first thing you want to do is try to figure it out. I literally have said this, and this is why I didn't have peace, because I was trying to make something happen that God already said I've taken care of. I don't need you to do it. I need you to sit still and let me do it. Let me show you how. So what does he do? He shows me how. He gives that message. He gives the vision through other people, because I don't hear everything the spirit and them tell me. And sometimes they had got on my nerves. So yes, I had started talking to y'all. Love y'all, but I had stopped talking. I was like, I don't want to hear it. And you know what I told spirit and them? I said, I just want to talk to God. Let me just talk to God for a minute. I said it and meant it. Let me just hear from God. I understand what y'all saying, and I understand, but I just want to talk to my daddy for a second. Let me just, at first, I told y'all yesterday, first, I was like, I just want to talk. I was like, let me talk to Papa, because I didn't want to talk to Mama because she was getting on my nervous system. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. Let me talk to Papa, because you just want to keep giving your opinions. I don't want the opinion. I want the solution. What's the solution? So what did she do? She went and told, I said, well, I already know that part. So me arguing with spirit and them, don't I already know the path we supposed to be walking down. Instead of keep telling me this, I don't want to hear that. Tell me this, tell me how we gonna start making the solution happen. So then circle around, and all I heard was just wait on God. Okay, well, that's what I had told y'all in the first place. Didn't I tell y'all I had wanted to talk to God? I had meant it in my spirituals. So God told me, and then God sent somebody else to tell me, and I was just like, and then I had peace again. And that's where I'm at now, right now. Because God, I told them, I was like, I just had to take my hands off of it. Come on, 28. I said, I just had to back up and take my hand off of it. I had to stop trying to figure this, that, and the third out, and just allow God. I was like, God, just show me in prayer. God, just show me. I was like, because I was like, I feel like I'm messing up, Lord. And I just didn't have the peace. And so I stopped trying to figure it out. I stopped trying to do it. I stopped trying, because one thing for certain, two things for sure, everything that God has wanted me to have, especially since Juneteenth, I ain't had to struggle for it. And he did not need he does not, I need to drop that in the chat for somebody, whoever needs to receive this message. God don't need your help. He does not need your help. And when he sat me down, and over the last few days, he was just like, do you realize that everything that I've given you, I literally, all I had to do was show up. God started opening up doors for me that don't even, come on, God. I need somebody to understand this, because you are in pursuit of a dream. You are working on something, and the enemy is trying to make you feel like you're not moving in the right direction, like you're not doing this is what warfare is. Anything that is trying to distract you or take you off of your purpose, what God has told you to do. This is the narrow road, but this is why we easily fall off the narrow road, because when it gets, come on, God, when it gets difficult and it gets challenging, and you don't know, sometimes you're going to feel like right before you're getting ready to transition into a new level, things are going to get harder. It's going to be chaos, but God is also going to rectify that. You just got to keep moving in the direction that God has told you. And you have to just, sometimes you got to sit back and remember that God has already provided everything that you need. He's going to start bringing in the right people. I kid you not, I ended up watching something I ain't never watched before yesterday. And it was literally talking about all of these steps before God is getting ready to bless you. And I don't try to make stuff, when we say, right, like you make what resonates in your spirituals. I'm going to just say this to somebody. You may not be in the blessing season, and I don't want that to sound bad. But if the Lord just sent you into the wilderness, then that means that you're not going to receive the blessings that you want to receive them, because the pruning has to happen first. The surrender has to happen first. The reliance on God has to happen first before you can start receiving the blessings. And that's how people get messed up. And that's even how people get the messages wrong, because you'll think it's your message, but it ain't your time. Does that make sense? You got to know what season you're in so you'll know what to expect in that season. And then when you're done with that season, then you'll be in the next season and be ready to receive the blessings. And so for some of us, we done been through the wilderness. We coming out, but some are just going in. So you still need to get the word of God. You still need to listen, but this may not be your blessing season, if that makes sense. This is your chain breaking season. Come on, God. This is your chain breaking season. This is your season where you're understanding the shackles, you're understanding the warfare, you're understanding what you've had to break, that the Lord has had to break off of you so that he can prepare you for the blessing, prepare you for the next level, prepare you for where he's going to take you. But you can't skip your wilderness season. You can't skip it. None of us can. Some of you are going into a season, and this is why this is what they're talking about, is understanding that everything ain't warfare. And this is why this is coming up. Everything is not warfare, but just like Jesus had to go into the wilderness, so do we, y'all. It ain't no different. Jesus had to go into the wilderness to be tempted for 40 days and 40 nights. It don't skip. The God can't, he don't skip nobody. So your season, your wilderness may be longer than 40 days. The Israelites was in there for 40 years. You don't get to skip the wilderness. You don't get to skip that part. And it's not always warfare when you're in the wilderness. What's happening is God is stripping you. He's stripping old identities, old mindsets, old beliefs. And he's asking you in your wilderness to depend on him as your source and your resource. That was what my wilderness season was all about. No matter what state I was in, no matter where he sent me, it was knowing that he is going to provide. Even when it's difficult, even when it's challenging, even when you don't know. This is the rivers in the dry wasteland. This is a way out of no way. So some of you, it's not warfare, it's simply preparation. Because if you cannot, because if you depending on God to make you a millionaire, he's gonna take you. If that is, come on, God, if that is your assignment, if being wealthy is a part of your assignment, then how can God make you wealthy if you're going to squander the wealth? Does that make sense? How are you, if God can't trust you with a little, how can he bless you with a lot? If you know that you're not a good steward with your resources or the things that God has given you, how can he bless you with more? Now, he didn't give you a vision of being a multi-billionaire. We claim it, or he didn't give you that for nothing. But you gonna have to pass some money tests. He gonna have to know you're responsible. Drop period. You can trust me, God. But he gonna send you through a season where you gonna have to do all right with, that's Paul, right? I can be content with a little, I can be content with a lot. Once he knows you gonna do the right things, then he can start to bless you. Some people ain't never, come on, one choice. Some people ain't never had problems with money. That's not your issue. A lot of times, if you don't have problems with money, your issues, your warfare is going to come in a different place. Relationships. Does that make sense? Some people ain't got no problems with money and wealth. Ain't got no problem with spending frivolously or not being responsible. So where does the enemy come in then? He comes in the form of relationships. Or either it's a personal attack on you, because we hadn't really talked about that, but it can be a personal attack on you. You not knowing your value, you not knowing your worth, you not knowing how valuable you are to the Lord. If the enemy can work on your self-worth, your confidence, if he can work and make you feel like you're not worthy of a blessing, all of us have a different chain to break. Does that make sense? Some of us grew up not being told that we were enough. Some of us didn't grow up with people who were pouring life into us. Some of us didn't have that kind. So what ends up happening is you go through all of these relationships that make you question your value and your worth, or with dealing with people who don't value you. So you'll be in your wilderness season to learn to love yourself. So what will the Lord do? He will remove all of the relationships from around you, from people who don't value you. Does that make sense? If you look at the relationships, the friendships, the men, the women, whoever, the Lord will send you into your wilderness season alone. It'll be a season of isolation. Why? Because you got to learn to value yourself. If it's not money, you may be there, you may be good in the wilderness with your money, right? But you may be alone. You may not have anybody around you. For some of us, it's like a combo. Because for me, the Lord had to get my money right. He had to get my mindset right. He had to get my relationships right. Because why? Because we kept on attracting the same type of person. We kept on thinking that we needed someone else to make us whole when the Lord is what we need to be whole. So he'll send you in a season and you're going to be lonely and you're going to be upset and you're going to be like, I don't have no friends and I don't have nobody. And you're going to feel like you're going through it by yourself. Thank y'all for the roses, dearest one. But all he's making you do is know that you don't need anyone but him. Okay. So everybody problem ain't money, but if money is your problem, then you're going to go through a season of lack. And I'm just going, that's just the God's honest truth. If money is your problem, you're going to go through a season of lack. There's no getting around it. You're going to go through it. If being responsible with your resources and your finances is something the Lord has to teach you about before he elevates you and blesses you with wealth and abundance, you're going to go through a season of lack. You're going to go through a season with having just enough. And that's when manna comes into play. That's when the Lord, it's literally going to be enough for a day. Enough for a day. I'm here to tell you what I know, not what I think. The Lord will give you enough for a day and 2 days for the Sabbath. And when he knows that you're going to do the right thing, then he says, okay, all right, I know you're going to do right now. And then guess what? That chain will be broken. Thank you, dearest one. Because what you learn to do, 1:11, right? Hebrews 11:1, what you learn to do is build your faith and know that the Lord is going to provide whatever you need. But you will stay in this season. You will stay here as long as you don't believe. Me, Lord, well, let me go figure it out. Let me go try to do it. Let me get myself right back in the same cycle. And God be like, what are you doing? I've already shown you that I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I've already shown you that I'm the way out. You going back in, me. I did too much work to get out. I did too much work to get out of this season to send myself back into that season. Okay, Lord, I'm gonna sit down somewhere. I'm gonna wait. Okay. So if it's not money, it's going to be relationships. What I can't tell you, I don't know what your weakness is. I don't know what you have continued to repeat over and over and over. For me, it's like, because they're talking about survival mode, right? Being in crisis mode. Can I just say, can I tell somebody that you're coming out of survival mode? You're coming out. You're coming out. But it begins with your faith. The Lord did not put us down here to struggle, y'all. He did not. But we continue the struggle as long as we continue to not believe. I'm coming out. So if this has been your cycle of what you're going through, I want you to just decree and declare. And I don't often say those words. I want you to decree and declare that this cycle is over. It is broken. It's over. Because I refuse to stay in the same cycle. So, Lord, let me acknowledge the things that I've done. Let me acknowledge the things that I'm doing. Let me acknowledge the things the ways that God, come on, Lord. Yeah. And I literally watched something yesterday, y'all. Like I said, the Lord sent me somewhere, and I watched something yesterday that showed me how you know when you're coming out. Things start to happen in your life. Things begin to come on, God. Things begin to happen in your life that you cannot explain. Doors begin to open. People begin to come. This how you know God is getting ready to he's getting ready to and I can't y'all. If y'all think I'm lying, I can show you the notes I took yesterday, because I never listened to this particular person, and God said click on this message, and I did. And somebody it was something in the comments that was talking about this is AI. I don't give a damn if it was A B. Listen, it said I started just because this is the thing. Everything don't apply to my life, but when I can listen to something and I'll be like, this is what's happening in my life. This what's happening. People, y'all, I will say this again for the people in the back. I don't have nothing to brag on. Can I say that again? Y'all, I don't have anything to brag on but God. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing to brag on but God. But I'm telling you that you will begin. This is why it's so important to pick up the Bible and see where you at in your Israelite season. Because listen at me. When the Lord begins to come on, this Job, I can't wait. Lord, can somebody just understand? We're getting ready to talk about the book of Job. I love the Lord. Just give God some glory real quick. I love the Lord. Can we talk about we getting ready as we're talking about warfare and getting ready to start reading the book of Job? Do you know the long suffering? Come on, long suffering that Job went through. Do you know the warfare that came up against God, against Job and the enemy? But guess what God said? Have you considered my servant Job? Have you considered? So for some of you, for some of us, because I receive it, do you understand this is preparation? Even having this discussion today, this message today is preparation. The Lord will prepare you for warfare and you ain't even know it. He will let you know that warfare is coming and you ain't even know it. But do you also know that at the end of the book of Job, and we ain't even there yet, we got a minute to go, but you realize that even, come on, God, even in the book of Job, the Lord was preparing Job for restoration, even as things were being removed from him. Hmm. I receive it, Lord. There's nothing that the Lord does that's not strategic. Nothing. Nothing. So for some of you, this is a message to let you know, hey, something's coming in your life. It's some trials and some tribulations coming up that you're going to have to face. This could be all of us. I'm not excluded. I don't know. Because life be life, and right. But how are you going to react and respond when the trials and tribulations come up? Are you going to continue to serve? Are you going to continue to praise God? Even if something comes up and even if even if it's financial and warfare coming up against your finances, even if the Lord if relationships are removed, how are you going to respond to the warfare? Now that you know it's coming, now that you know first, and this say, and I'm not speaking this into your life, but we got to be we real over here, right? Life be happening, y'all. Life be life, and things happen. But we still gonna praise God and just know that if he brought us, if he's sending it to us, that means he already has a solution for it. Now, with all that being said, I hope that was tracking. So says Padre God. Let me say this last part because we want to talk about combating warfare. Does that make sense? Let's talk about how you fight against it. Number one, prayer. What'd you say? Prayer. You don't talk to God less when you're going through trials and tribulations. You talk to him more. Hmm. You don't turn away, you turn to. So they gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They gave me 6. So they kind of all go together, but let me just, so first thing's prayer. Next, gratitude. You know the enemy hate when you happy, when even if things are going bad, even if you going through a trial or tribulation, the enemy wants you to be in your feelings about the things you're going through. You realize that gratitude really is a cheat code. And if you can be grateful, even if you're going through things that are difficult and challenging, the enemy can't stand that. He can't stand that you'll be happy, even if stuff is going on, even if life is life, and even if it's difficult, even if you don't have an answer. He can't stand that you can still be grateful through the trials and tribulations. So gratitude, right? Seeking the kingdom. I listened to someone, and y'all know I don't listen to a whole lot of people, but the Lord has had me listening to some very specific people over the past, I say the last couple of weeks. Yesterday was somebody completely new, but another person that I had heard of before. And the Lord kind of sent me back that way. And y'all know me, I am here to, I'm not to take credit for anything. This is not from me. This is where the Lord sent me. And it was the best definition of seeking the kingdom that I have heard to date. And so this person, his name is Myron Golden, right? And I'd heard of him before, but I didn't know. It was years ago, and then the Lord has recently sent me back. It was just a video. I don't click on many, but if the Lord says to click, I say okay, and I watched it, and he gave the best definition of seeking the kingdom that I have ever heard. And what did he say? He was, and this is paraphrasing. You can go look him up, okay? It literally was like allowing the Lord to have what is seeking the kingdom? Allowing the Lord to have complete control over your life. Surrender, right? And that's one of the words on here as well. Surrender. Allowing God to be in control. Okay. Prayer, gratitude, seeking the kingdom. This is where this is the reason I feel like the Lord sent me back into that, was because he has given me a renewed sense of purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing, even though I don't know everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Can I tell y'all this? Let me make it make sense. Y'all, it was never my intention to be reading the Bible with people. Can I just say that? It was never my intention. That is not something I say, Daddy, how you gonna do? I don't think this is for me. I think this for somebody else. One of them Moses moments. Daddy, what? Uno momento ni. Daddy, you sure you don't want to get somebody else to do it? Because I don't even know the Bible. I ain't got a church background. Y'all know this. I ain't go to church, then raised up in the church, nothing. So the only counsel that I've really received is from the Lord. And so me, Daddy, I think I don't think this was part of the assignment. And I just showed y'all 3 Bibles later, three, 3 Bibles later, I feel like the Lord is saying that me knowing the Bible is part of my assignment. That me still, Daddy, I don't know. I think you was just telling me so I could just see the stuff, but I don't know if that the Lord say, if you don't read this Bible, because you could have, I remember the days when I ain't have one, and now I got 3. Daddy, you sure? You sure you want me to do it? Right. And I told y'all the significance of me receiving the message Bible the other day. Literally, what I call this is the message, right? Myron Golden, like the word golden. Please go look him up. This is not a promotion for him. This is simply the Lord sent me to watch something that he did, and I said, OMG, that's it, right? And I'm not here. I don't know him personally. I'm just, if the Lord gives me a resource, I will send. I have me. I don't believe in name dropping. I don't care about none of that. I want you to have a resource, and he is a resource. Do you understand? I am not here to try to, I don't know these people personally, but if am I going to share people that the Lord has led me to? Absolutely. Absolutely, I am. Because the Lord will send you to people where you need to glean wisdom. And so I don't believe in none of that, I don't care. Listen, he know what he know. And he's either gonna resonate. This is anybody. I don't care who you watching. If they resonate in your spirituals, if the Lord calls you and tells you to go in that direction, then there's something he's gonna need to teach you. I'm just here to give people resources like, hey, go over there, go listen. He knows something. That's what the Lord did for me. Right. So moving on from that, when I was listening to this, I've literally listened to the same sermon that he gave 3 times. This is how I know the Lord was like, you don't talk about it, because I'm like, man, I can't take credit for this. Because one of the things that the Lord, as he was preparing me for this message, because I've watched it twice in the last 2 days, right? And he was like, y'all know Matthew 6:33 is my scripture. And the fact that he literally in this particular scripture is talking about Matthew 6:33, I'm like, that makes so much sense. How can you teach people if you're not willing to be taught? So me, okay, Lord, well, show me what I need to know. Okay, Lord, you so seeking the kingdom. So what did the Lord require me to do over the last couple days? Daddy, you right, you in control. Let me let you lead. Let me let you drive. Let me give the reins back to you. Let me take my hands off of it. And that was all. That's literally it. So you can go look up this video. I'll try to share the link. I was just like, man, this makes so much sense. And so seeking the kingdom for me, part of seeking the kingdom is being invested in what I'm doing and reading the Bible and making sure that I'm prepared for giving these messages. So that's part of what he has helped me to do. Thank y'all, dearest one. Oh my gosh, thank y'all for helping me reach the live goal. I'm so grateful for y'all. Thank y'all, honey oneys. Next, meditation. Number 4, meditation. I ain't never gave points like this. Number 4, meditation. Because I ain't never felt like I had to do that in my spirituals. But let me just tell y'all something. I have been meditating, and I understand the value that meditation brings to my life. When I don't meditate, it doesn't give me that time that I need to just receive, right? Because here I'm receiving, but I'm also giving at the same time. Does that make sense? When I'm giving the messages from Spirit Nim and Padre God, I'm receiving, but I'm also giving. Meditation allows me to just receive. It allows me to just receive what God wants me to know. I don't have to focus on trying to give anything. I don't have to focus on trying to convey a message. It just allows me to receive what God wants to say. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. That is meditation for me. It is time for the Lord to just pour in. There are different forms of meditation, but when I tell y'all those 15 minutes that we do when we sitting and setting intentions, we sitting in silence. Y'all know life be lifing, and once you wake up, like I literally be in silence for the most part when I'm like the 2.5 hours before I come on the live, because I'm up at 4. So for the first 2.5 hours until I get on here, I literally am just sitting in silence. But I don't have music going, nothing. I just be sitting here, and sometimes I'm talking, sometimes I'm not. Most times I'm just listening. I'm just getting myself together. But it's meditation because it allows me to just receive. And so for me, one of the ways to combat warfare is to just allow the Lord to pour and to give. Sometimes all I need to do, because for me, is being in the presence of the Lord. Does that make sense? So sometimes you just need to get still and get quiet and meditate, right? And just allow that, just give God that time where you're not asking for anything, where you're just allowing God to just be present in your life. Meditation. Does that make sense? I hope that's my definition. I don't know what the official definition is of meditation, but for me, it's allowing the Lord to be present in my life. More so, even beyond giving the messages. right? Just allow me saying, okay, Lord, this is your time. This is not my time of asking. We pray. But then after, even come on 627, even after I'm done praying, let me just okay, Lord, this is your time. What you want to say? What you want me to know? What do you want? What do you want me? What do you want to give me? If you can start to cultivate a relationship like that with God, the enemy can't stand that, y'all. He can't stand that you're willing to give time to God, not in asking, but simply in receiving. Because that's really all God wants, is just to spend time with you, right? He just wants to spend time with you. He wants to connect with you. And so give God that time and allow the Lord to just connect with you. Okay. Next, surrender. And we touched on this with the king, with seeking the kingdom, right? Okay, Lord, if you're tired, just stop doing what you're doing. If you're tired of trying to figure it out, stop. It don't make sense, right? That seems backwards, because when you just say, you know what, that's what surrender is. That I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Lord, but I'm tired. You ever been you ever just been so tired mentally where you just can't even think of nothing else to do? Then the Lord say, well, stop thinking and just let him do it. Stop trying to think your way out of a problem. One of my responsibilities and assignments in this life, in this iteration of me, is just to stop trying to think my way out of it and just feel the next step. Feel whenever, how do I make that make sense? We always want to think our way out of something, but sometimes you can't think your way out of it. Sometimes you got to feel your way out of it. And what does that mean? You got to let God lead you. You have to let your intuition lead you. You have to trust those feelings of, okay, now it's time to move. Okay, now it's time to do this. Okay, now it's time to go in this direction. You've got to start feeling your way. Feel your intuition working instead of trying to think your way out of it, because a lot of times your mind will play tricks on you and you'd end up doing the wrong thing instead of the right thing. Meditate means to deeply focus on one's mind for a period of time, sometimes in silence. I ain't even gonna say I focus on my mind. I just focus on not doing nothing. I don't want to think. I don't want to worry about nothing. I don't even be focused on my mind. I understand it, but I don't even be focused on that. Whatever comes, comes, and I just be like, like, mm. People find it hard to slow their mind down. So when I meditate, I don't try to stop my mind from going. Does that make sense? I just allow the thoughts that are coming to come. But it usually, I've gotten to the point where if I say I'm meditating, then that's just it. I'm not focused on anything. Just like, oh, okay, I hear from Spirit Nim a lot when I'm in meditation. I hear from the Lord a lot, and it's just very peaceful because I'm not worried about nothing. I'm not trying to figure out what am I doing next? What's the next step? What I got to do? It's just that time for me to do nothing. And that's one of our problems, y'all, is we don't know how to just be. Most of us don't know how to be in silence. Most of us don't know how to be still, right? What did God say? Be still and know that I am God, right? Surrender. Be still and know that I am God. Be still. Okay. Surrender. What does surrender mean? Being still. You're not trying to do it. You're just saying, okay, Lord, show me how. Show me when. Show me where. Show me what. Show me who. Just show me, Lord. Okay. And the last one they gave me is faith. Is faith. If the enemy can stop you from believing that what you cannot see is real, he will win. Because most times, because we know we're believers, and a believer is believing in something that you cannot see, right? We can't, even though if you know, even though we can see God, we can't see God. Does that make sense? Even though we know as believers that God is real, we can't see God. Some people, because they can't see it with their eyes physically, they can't perceive it with their spirit. We believe because we know God is real. Even but we if you know, you can see God in everything. The trees, the wind, everything. I don't care what it is, it's all God. The sky, the clouds, the sun, the moon, the stars, the waves, the everything. Then if you know, you know. And of course, we know faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, right? So your faith is the stronger, the more you believe in God to do the impossible, to help you come out of a situation, to make something happen that you weren't able to do, which is why you got to surrender it. That's how you beat warfare. And the enemy can't stand that. He can't stand that you believe more in God than you believe in yourself. Does that make sense? That was good. I believe more in God than I believe in myself. That's the difference. Thank y'all. That's the difference. When you are not surrendered, you're believing in yourself instead of believing in God. And when you surrender to God and you have faith, you believe in God more than you believe in yourself. And as a result of that, God believes in you more because now you believe in him more. And so that's how you begin to strengthen your faith, right? So, number one, let me go ahead and repeat these. Number one, prayer. Okay. Number one, prayer. This is how do you overcome warfare? Number one, prayer. Number two, gratitude. Find something to be grateful for. And I don't care if you got to be grateful for that thing every single day. Be grateful for it. Be grateful for that one thing. Pray every day. If you feel like you're going on, I didn't say this, but let me add this. Let me go back to prayer real quick. Psalms 91. If you don't know any other Psalms by heart, you need to know Psalms 91 and Psalms 23. If you don't know any other one, you need to know Psalms 20, Psalms 91 and Psalms 23. I would set that task upon you to make those consistent in your life and repeat them, read, write, and recite until you know them by heart. Psalms 23 and Psalms 91. Okay. So prayer, Psalms 91 is probably the most well-known protection prayer, if you will. Psalms 93, Psalms 91 and Psalms 23. If you don't know those, please work on knowing those. These clouds look like birds in the sky. I kid you not, like three birds. Okay, I'm back. Number one, prayer. Number two, gratitude. Find something to be grateful for. You got something. If you over here, you got it. You on. We learned Psalms 23 in Vacation Bible School when I was younger. Absolutely. Okay. Psalms 91, Psalms 23. Please learn those. Make it your business to know them. Come on, three little birds. That's actually my grandmama on my dad's side in the spirituals. Okay. Whenever her or my grandfather in the spirituals come through, they come through as the three little bird song. Look, can't make it up. 11/26, that's my dad's birthday, right? And my daughter's birthday. I just told somebody that the other day. This daughter is her birthday, and that's of course her grandparents. Okay, I'm back. Seeking the kingdom is number three. What does that mean? I'm telling you, I don't know what the name of the video is. I wish I could find it. Um, but go look him up. His name is Myron Golden. He can explain it much better than I can. Yes, that's my chunky wonky. Please go watch this video. I'm telling y'all because it's a resource and go watch it. Okay. And it's a video, it's a sermon he's giving where he's talking about seeking the kingdom first, something to that effect. I'm telling y'all to go do that because That's where I got that particular information from. Okay. So seeking the kingdom, which basically is allowing the Lord to be sovereign in your life and making him the head of your life and doing what he wants you to do. Okay. Meditation. Okay, y'all know we meditate in Monday through Friday. Hey, Papa, we meditate Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Give God 15 minutes of your time. He deserves that. As much if you have something in your life that the Lord has blessed you with, if it's a job, if it's a house, if it's a car, the fact that he woke you up, um, God deserves at least 15 minutes of your time. We spend the first 30 minutes before we even start these messages giving God the glory by doing meditation as well as reading the Bible. I'm not here. I can't tell you what you're going to get, but give God 15 minutes of your time. He deserves that and so much more. Okay. Meditation. Surrender. Let go and let God. Okay. Let go and let God. It's easier said than done. I am not the person that's gonna tell you, oh yeah, you just gonna no, because I find myself surrendering at every step. Come on, surrendering at every step. Um, Surrendering at every step. You're going to take a step and then you got to check in and be like, God, am I good? Am I still moving right? Okay. And then you're going to work with however long you need to work at that state. Look, there go my son. Then you're going to work it however long you need to work at that state. And then the Lord will give you your next step. You take it. And that's how you just have to keep surrendering with every step. And then faith. Okay. Faith is the last one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Prayer, gratitude, seeking the kingdom, meditation, surrender, and faith. Strengthen your faith. How do you strengthen your faith? All of these things that we're talking about. It's not one thing, it's everything that you have to continue to do. Um, to strengthen your faith. And the more you and this really it really works, y'all. When you don't know, step back, sit back, take your hands off of it. Just allow the Lord to talk to you. Just allow the Lord, okay, Lord, let me just show me what I need to know. Show me the directions. Give me the instructions. And if he ain't gave you instructions, then don't make the move, right? So just allow, come on, enlightenment, the hangman. So this is how you strengthen your faith. Prayer, because when you pray, you're believing in God to do something no matter how crazy it sounds. So all of these is it really they work together, they work in tandem. So these are the things that and I'm sure there's more than this, but these are just the things that I know. Look, the high priestess prayer, right? That work for me. And these are the things that when I'm feeling confused or I feel like I'm going through something, one of these is going to get me back in alignment, if not all of them, because I try to practice all of them consistently. I do that for sure when I show up here every day. When I don't know, I tap in. When I don't know, I wait. If I don't feel like, okay, well, Lord, I'm praying. Okay, well, let me just make sure that I'm doing everything. It's like a mental checklist for me. Like, okay, what am I doing that I like? What for me? I even did this weekend. I will go through and analyze and be like, okay, wait a minute. What did I do different? What did I add? What actions have I taken? What has put me like I do a self check. I check in with self, like, okay, self, some ain't in alignment. Why do I feel like this? Why am I thinking like this? Okay, let me see, what have I been doing? What did I do different? What am I not doing? Am I not praying? Am I not talking to God? Am I not reading my Bible? Am I not allowing myself to be poured into? Like, what do you do? What like it's a self check. It's from come on, spiritual self check. It's like a spiritual self check. It's like, wait a minute, I ain't at peace. What's this? What did I add that's taking away from my peace? Is it the environment? Do I need to go sit by the water? For me, that's a big part of me receiving, is just going to sit by the water, just going to allow the Lord. That's where I go to help me think, right? To help me receive as I go sit by the water. Because for me, a big part of me seeing God, even though, yes, he's the sky, I see God in the ocean. And that's just me. That's my personal message. I see God in the ocean. Why? Because it's massive and it's everywhere and it's everything. And I'm just like, that's just part of how I see God. And so that's one of the ways that I connect. Man, let me go get by the water. Let me go tap in, let me go get by the water, right? It's calming for me. And so I go sit by the water and just listen to the waves and just be like, okay, daddy, here I am. right? I'm like, I'm like Samuel. I'm like, here I am, Lord. Here I am, right when he was talking to Eli, because the Lord was calling him. And so you have to just do a self check and be like, okay, is my environment different? What is it? The people? No, not the people. Is it the environment? Okay, maybe so. Let me go sit by the water. Am I reading my Bible? Man, you know what? I might need to get in the word a little bit. Maybe I done strayed away. Like, this is me. I go through a checklist, y'all, and I'd be like, what did I add or what did I take away? Or what actions have I been taking? And as soon as I remove whatever it is, it's almost like it's not instant, I would say, but even today I feel better than I felt yesterday, and yesterday I felt better than I felt the day before. And it's me knowing myself well enough to know, like, something was off, something's missing, something ain't something in, but me also being willing to just be like, okay, what's different? Oh, okay, I started trying to be back in control, Lord. You right, Daddy. Let me just sit back and be like, okay, Lord, let me give you the reins back, because when he's driving, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I got nothing to worry about. And so I just let him drive. And when I step back and stop trying to do it, then he starts bringing in everything that I need. He'd be like, see, didn't I tell you I got it? Yeah, you right, Daddy, you did. And so then things just start opening. It's almost like what they're showing me is the warfare is trying to cut you off from the flow. Does that make sense? That's one of the main goals of spiritual warfare, is try to cut you off from the connection to God. Does that make sense to somebody? Like, that's what the enemy wants. He's trying to cut off your connection to God. He's trying to take you out of God's flow. So just know that when you're coming up against something, even if it's difficult or challenging, it's not the most difficult or challenging thing you've ever gone through. And if the Lord has already brought you through something, he's going to bring you through whatever that is as well. And so that's why we have to turn to him and not away, because that's what the enemy wants you to do. And so we're just not going to do that. That's how you combat the warfare, no matter what it is. If it's a relationship, then you're going to have to speak your truth. Because for some of you, that's a part of the lesson that you have to learn. It's not walk away from your significant other or your spouse. I'm not here to tell you to do that. If you know that if the Lord has told you to do that, then he's going to require that in order for things to start opening up for you in your life. But for some of you, the answer, if the Lord ain't told you to walk away from the person, he is going to require you to speak up and say what needs to be said. But yeah, the Lord will remove people out of your life, especially if they are the block. People can be the block. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you care about them, people can be blocks in your lives, and you'll know it, because as soon as the Lord removes you, or removes that person from in your presence, basically, then you will start to become more successful. Oh my gosh, not again, y'all. What's today? Most activities are challenges. I'm not even driving, y'all. So anyway, they removed my live access. This time I'm gonna appeal it, because I didn't do it this time. um Dangerous activities or challenges, that definitely didn't happen. Someone probably, now this time I wasn't driving this time, so I don't know what this one was for. Anyway, I receive it. I can't make it up, y'all. I'm gonna appeal this one, because I wasn't this time. I wasn't. I'm not driving or anything, so I don't know. Somebody had to report me this time, but it's fine. So I might have to do my live late tomorrow. That's so crazy. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Oh my gosh, that is so crazy, y'all. Anyway, that's it. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Listen, somebody had to report my live, because it just literally just no child, no child. Hold on. This means war. Can y'all hear that song playing? I don't want to get banned. Anyway, y'all, I can't make it up. Listen, when you're doing a good thing, when you're growing and expanding, listen, um, no, they not well, possibly, but no, they know the difference between when you're moving and when you're not. I sit here too much. Uh-oh, child, I didn't even hold on, let me turn the song off, but they being reported the song. I wasn't even doing that on purpose. No, they know the difference. They know the difference between when you're sitting still and when you're driving. And so it's your message. The enemy is mad. It may not have been someone, could be principles. Absolutely. This is the thing, y'all. We're talking about warfare. I ain't mad if I have to go live a little, which I probably will. I'm just gonna go live tomorrow later because now it's 24 hours from whenever they restricted you, so I can't go live again until tomorrow at 8:41. Of course, on the day that we would be talking about gratitude, right? On the day we'd be talking about gratitude. Um, it's a day that they were restricted live, but it's all good. I'm not mad. There'll be something else, and I'm still gonna go live. I'm just gonna have to go live on this side of the street, and it's not a big deal. Um, I sit here too much for them to think that I'm driving. I sit in this same spot in the same parking lot all the time. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really worried about it though. But I receive it. I receive it. I'm not. It's not gonna stop the messages. It's just gonna move it to the other side of the street. So I ain't even mad about it. I ain't even mad. You know they won't let me be great, but it's all good. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I didn't even get to say thank you to everybody. But anyway, that's all I got. Um, that's so crazy, y'all. That's so crazy. They literally just they're so crazy. But it is what it is. Let me go back over here because yeah, they showed out. So that's it. I'm still gonna be great. That's why I'm on multiple platforms every day. It's not a big deal. Thank y'all so much for the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes, the love, the energy. I'm so grateful. Thank y'all for the gifts. I can't even tell people on the TikTok side of the street. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for that. We gonna look. That just opens me up for another opportunity to be on another platform, right? Because that's just all it is. There's always another way. The Lord always does that. I know, right? Listen, I'm so grateful. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all of your assistance on TikTok. It's just this the thing. Sometimes the Lord will push you out of a comfort zone. So maybe that means that my live needs to be on another platform tomorrow. Maybe that gives me an opportunity to be on Instagram, or even though I'm on there now, you never know. Like, I'm just gonna take it as an opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity for me to switch up, and instead of being on TikTok every day, let me go on Instagram and show some love on Instagram, or let me do a live over on YouTube, right? Instead of doing it streaming, I can just do it. I'm just here to do whatever the Lord is going to ask me to do, and just be like, "Oh, okay, Lord, what's the opportunity? How can I use this? What the enemy thought was going to be a disadvantage is an advantage, right? It's allowing me to expand and grow and put myself in different areas. Maybe it's a sign. Come on, AAA. Maybe it's a sign like, hey, start switching your live schedule up. It ain't always just got to be on Instagram. I mean, on TikTok. Maybe you can start going live on Instagram. Maybe you can start going live and doing the actual live, because there's different benefits when you're actually live on the platform versus going through the streaming app. So I'm always gonna look at what is the benefit of it. And we broke it. But there's gonna be a blessing in it. And first thing I was like, oh, I'll just go live later. I'm not gonna do that tomorrow. Look, the enemy, I'm telling you right now, look, I'm looking over here and I know the camera's over here, but telling you, enemy don't want me to be great. But that's okay, because we still gonna do what we need to do. We still gonna make it happen. It's still gonna work out. We still gonna get the message. We still gonna give God the glory. And that's just that. So I might just do a live. I might just be live on Instagram. So y'all make sure y'all tap in over there. I need to learn Instagram because I do not spend much time on Instagram ever. He will not win. So I just won't be live on TikTok tomorrow. That's cool. I'm not mad. it's just an opportunity, a way for me to grow and expand in another way. So I'm here for it. That's it, y'all. That's all I got. Today is gonna be a great, amazing day. I'm so grateful. Thank you for those of you who were on TikTok who helped me to be great today. Thank y'all so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for the love. I'm so truly grateful. It is truly a blessing, and I appreciate y'all's help. Listen, come on, enlarge my territory. Y'all right? Y'all right? It's more than one way than get something done, and this may be the one of the ways the Lord is saying, "Hey, it's more than one way." So we're gonna do whatever way He sends me. That's the way that I'm gonna go. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, that's it. I will see y'all on tomorrow. I'm still gonna meditate 6:30 p.m. I mean 6:30 a.m. Bible clarity. Ain't that a mess? The day we were supposed to start Job, we still gonna do it, so it really don't matter. Was the day we were supposed to start Job, I ended up getting my live restricted. Ain't that a mess? Yep, and that's why it happened. Ain't it crazy how whenever you're doing a good thing, that's the things that they'll restrict. I appealed it, but they're gonna probably deny it, and that's cool. But whenever you're doing a good thing, that's when the enemy try to come in and make stuff happen. But we ain't mad. It's still gonna work out. Okay. So anyway, that's funny though. What's tomorrow's date? The 24th. Oh yeah, we starting Job. We're gonna start it. So I still be live. Yep, that's exactly what it was. We still gonna start it and is meant it. That's it, y'all. Go be great and amazing. Have a great and amazing day in purpose on purpose. Hydrate your soul and things. Drink your water. Say gratitude. Have a fantastic and an amazing day. Come on, Superwoman. We receive it. And I will see y'all in the morning. I know your birthday is coming up Friday, girl. I didn't even say that. Happy birthday to all my Scorpios. Okay, all my Scorpios in the building. Y'all's birth. It is Scorpio season officially. What today, ain't it? Or either yesterday. One of them. It is officially Scorpio season. Here we go, child. Scorpio season be doing something to my spirituals, Lord. But I'm gonna do better this Scorpio season. Because I had almost got trapped up, but I had won this time. The enemy ain't gonna get me. I had won. I am not. Not this time, child. Scorpio season be making me go back into old patterns and behaviors, and I refuse to do it. Ain't meant it. So that's it. I will see y'all tomorrow. Go be great, amazing, do great, amazing things. Have a fantastic and amazing day. I love y'all in real life. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye, y'all. Child, not this Scorpio.